I'm Nikki Dinky. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make something super cool. We are making sushi rolls. Now I know that may sound intimidating. You just hear the name sushi and you think, well, I can't make that. But I'm telling you, you can, and it's actually going to be probably 10 times easier than you thought it would be. As long as you follow my steps to the T, I'm telling you in no time you're going to be making sushi rolls left and right. And there's no wow factor like having a dinner party and serving some sushi. People think you're like God. So I am here to make you God. Let's get started. Let's talk about rice. What you want to do is go out and get yourself some sushi rice. There's really no replacing sushi rice. So I'm sorry, but you gotta go to the store and get it. The good news is that it's really easy to find and it's as expensive as pretty much any other rice. So you want to look for sushi rice. It'll actually say sushi rice on the package. There's a couple other names that I'll put on the screen for you. But what it is, it's a short grain rice. And it has this ability to get really, really sticky and stick together really nicely, and yet pull apart into individual little pieces of rice. And really no other rice can do that for you. The second most important thing you want to do is put it in a bowl. Keep on filling the bowl with water and pouring the water out until the water runs clear. You'll notice the first couple times it'll be a little cloudy. Once it's not cloudy, you are set to go. It's a really important step to prep your rice, so do it. Now that I have my nice clean rice, we're just gonna cook it up. You can look on the package, it's probably the same. It's a 1-to-1 ratio normally. So I've got a cup of rice here and I'm gonna add it to a cup of water. We're just gonna bring this to a boil. Alright, once this comes to a boil, you just wanna reduce the heat until it's at a nice simmer. Cover it up, and you've got about 15 to 20 minutes or until all the water is absorbed. All the water is absorbed. So now we just want to turn off the heat and leave it still covered for another 10 minutes. Next, what we're going to be doing is taking our rice and putting it on some sort of flat surface that's got a lot of surface area. I've got my cutting board here. The idea is that we want the rice to lay as flat as possible and not on itself so that it can cool very quickly. Now as it's cooling, we're actually going to aid that by, I've got a pad of paper here that I'm just going to fan it with. And as we're fanning, we're going to be adding in some seasoned rice vinegar. Now, if you don't have seasoned rice vinegar, you can just use regular rice vinegar. What you need to do, though, is take a tablespoon of the vinegar, add in a tablespoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. And then probably just put that over a low heat or in the microwave for a minute so it dissolves nicely. So we're taking the rice and we're putting the vinegar over, mixing it in lightly with a fork as we're fanning it. It sounds a little extensive, but the idea is that we really want to get the rice to cool down as quickly as possible and to absorb that vinegar, and it's just how you do it. But I promise you the payoff's well worth it. Sushi rice is nice and cool, and you can see it's holding together and yet it's breaking apart. Now I've got my bamboo mat, I've got a piece of plastic wrap, and a piece of seaweed. Now there's two sides to the seaweed. We want to use the rougher side to apply our rice onto. When working with the rice, just wet your hands lightly. That'll make it so the rice doesn't stick all over your hands. Form it into a medium-sized ball. Place it in the center of your seaweed and just push it to the outside until you've mostly covered the seaweed. You do want to leave a little bit of a lip on one of the edges of about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So this is all done. I sprinkled it with a little bit of sesame seed. I think it just kind of looks nice and it tastes nice too. So now all I'm going to be doing is taking this and flipping it upside down so that my rice is on the plastic wrap. So this is all set to go. We just got to add our fillings and wrap it up. Now, if I had a little more time today, I would have loved to have gone to the fish market and gotten some fresh tuna or fresh yellowtail. Yum. If you want to do fresh fish, you know, fresh raw fish, you absolutely can do that. Just make sure that it's really, really fresh. Talk to the person at the market, make sure it's fresh, tell them that you're making sushi, and of course, just make sure it smells and looks really fresh and good. However, if you just didn't have time or if you feel a little bit more comfortable with something cooked, there's a million options. Today I'm going to be doing some cooked shrimp. All I did was cut them in half so they'll lay a little bit straighter in my roll. And I've also got some really thinly cut little logs here of cucumber. And to top it off, I'm going to add a little smear of cream cheese because, well, you know, cheese makes everything better. Time to wrap this baby up. I'm taking this little lip that I had created where there was no rice, and I'm going to take my mat, I'm going to fold it over my filling, try to tuck it underneath there and start squeezing from the beginning, and then keep on rolling and keep on squeezing. So believe it or not, we just made sushi. It's pretty amazing. Now, you'll get better and better at the rolling of it. Even I'm still not that great, but they will still definitely impress your friends and they will definitely taste great. Also remember to wet your knife and use a serrated blade. As you're cutting, it'll help the rice not to stick to the knife, which will make the cutting a lot easier. So guys, have fun and make some sushi and just enjoy yourself in the kitchen. I will see you next time.